The day your first real salary hits your account is the single most dangerous day of your financial life. Not because of what you'll buy that day, but because of a decision you'll make in the next 90 days without even noticing you made it. I'm going to show you the exact mistake, the 90-day window where it happens, and the one move that puts you 10 years ahead of everyone you graduated with. And no, the mistake is not buying dumb stuff. Okay, let's set the scene, because you've either lived this or you're about to. You land the job, the real job. After years of being broke, instant noodles, splitting rent, checking your account before every purchase, suddenly there's a number in your bank app that doesn't scare the shit out of you. And here's what nobody tells you about this exact moment. Right now, you are living inside a window, a short one. Because here's the thing about your brain. It hasn't caught up yet. You still feel broke. Cheap rent still feels normal. Cooking at home still feels normal. That's why this window is magic. It's the only time in your life when saving aggressively costs you zero pain. You literally cannot miss money you never got used to. Psychologists call the force that closes this window hedonic adaptation, your brain's talent for turning every upgrade into the new normal. The first month in a nicer apartment feels incredible. By month 3, it's just your apartment. The upgrade stopped paying you happiness, but, and this is the trap, it never stops charging you money. And question for you who are watching, drop it in the comments. What was the first thing you bought with your first real paycheck? Be honest. Mine's I still consider a wise decision, but not financially wise. Now, most people would tell you the mistake is lifestyle inflation, buying too much stuff. And that's close. But wrong in a really important way. Let me show you with two people, Alex and Holland. Yeah, I cannot use such a generic name, so thought about using this football player name. Alex and Holland have the same degree, same job, same $60,000 salary. Both of them spend, listen carefully, the exact same amount of extra money in year 1. Same amount. Dollar for dollar. Alex is the live now, you don't know what tomorrow brings type. So he celebrates with experiences. Michelin restaurant dinners, a Euro trip, concert tickets, random weekend splurges. Irresponsible? A little. Fun? Absolutely. That's what living life is about. Holland is smarter. He signs a lease on a luxury apartment, only $700 more a month. Finances a new car, just $450 a month. Adds a premium gym, a couple of subscriptions, nothing crazy. Everything reasonable. Fast forward 18 months. Both get the same news on the same day. Layoffs. Alex cancels some dinners, skips a trip, and is fine. Annoyed, but fine. Alex's spending could shrink in a weekend. Holland. It turns that he is not so smart. Holland is trapped. The lease has 10 months left. The car loan has 4 years. This is the real mistake. Say it with me. The number one mistake with your first good salary is not spending too much. It's converting your raise into fixed costs. Recurring, contractual, can't escape them payments. Because spending you can cancel is a decision. Spending you can't cancel is a sentence. And the cruel part? Holland's choices looked more adult. A nice apartment, a reliable car. That's what success is supposed to look like, right? Right? Which raises an uncomfortable question. If fixed costs are the trap, who taught us to run straight into them? Hold on to that, because first I need to show you what this looks like with more zeros. Because when this same mistake happens to millionaires, it doesn't cause stress. It causes bankruptcy. Professional athletes are the perfect lab experiment for first salary psychology because they get the first good paycheck moment, times 1,000. A 22-year-old goes from college dorms to a multi-million-dollar contract overnight. You'd think that much money makes the mistake impossible. It's the opposite. It makes it invisible. A famous Sports Illustrated investigation reported that roughly 78% of former NFL players face financial ruin within just a few years of retiring. Guys who earned more in one season than most people earn in a lifetime. And when researchers dig into how, it's almost never one dramatic purchase. It's not the yacht. It's rarely even the mansion. It's what the mansion carries: the staff, the maintenance, the insurance, the second mansion for family, the monthly allowances to 15 people. Fixed costs. An income that lasts 5 years, chained to expenses designed to last 50. You would say, cool story, but I make 60 grand, not 60 million. Fair. But that's exactly why this matters more for you. The NFL player's mistake and Holland's mistake are the same species. The athlete just had more room to survive it longer. You don't. At a normal salary, locking in an extra $1,200 a month of fixed costs doesn't feel like danger. It feels like finally living. But you've quietly done something wild. You've pre-spent your future raises. Your next promotion, already claimed. That's why every raise you get seems to just evaporate. What you have to do: add up your fixed monthly costs right now. Rent, car, subscriptions, everything contractual. If that number is more than 60% of your take-home pay, no judgment. That's most people. That was me. So back to the uncomfortable question: why do we all run into the same trap? 3 reasons. Fast. 1. Arrival. After years of grinding, the race feels like a finish line, and finish lines demand trophies. But a salary isn't a finish line. It's a rate. It's not "I have money." It's money flows at me while a specific company decides I'm worth it. You don't buy trophies with a rate. 2. The script. Nice apartment, new car, brand clothes. That's the visible costume of success, and everyone around you is checking whether you put it on. Here's the plot twist, though. The costume convinces everyone except your bank account. Rich-looking and rich are usually competitors. 3. And this is the sneaky one. Deserve. I worked hard. I deserve this. And you know what? True, you do deserve comfort. But notice what your brain just did. It turned a math question into a worth question. Whether you can afford a $450 car payment has nothing to do with whether you're a good person who works hard. The dealership really hopes you never notice that. So pause and think. Which one of these reasons do you believe is yours? 1, 2, or 3? And now, the fix. And I promised it puts you 10 years ahead, so let's earn that claim. The move is called living like your past self, on purpose, for 12 more months. Here's the protocol. It takes one evening. Step 1. The day your salary lands, calculate the difference between your new take-home pay and what you used to live on. Say you lived on $2,200 and now you take home $3,400. That gap, $1,200, is the most valuable money you will ever touch because you don't miss it yet. Remember the window. Step 2. Automate the gap out of sight the same day you get paid. Separate account, investments, whatever. The rule is it never touches your spending account. Not what's left at the end of the month. There is never anything left at the end of the month. There has never in human history been anything left at the end of the month. Step 3. And this is the part nobody else will tell you. Upgrade your life with flexible money only. You want the nicer gym, the trips, the great dinners? Do it. Seriously. Enjoy your money from the spending half. Just protect one rule like your life depends on it, because financially it does. Raises don't become rent. No new contracts, no new monthly minimums for 12 months. Upgrades you can cancel with a text message, green light. Upgrades that require a signature, that's future use decision 1 year from now. Run the numbers on our example. $1,200 a month, invested with average market returns, starting at 24 instead of 34. That's not a detail. That's the difference between negotiating from fear and negotiating from freedom for the rest of your career. That's what 10 years ahead literally means. So let's close the loops. The most dangerous day of your financial life? The day the good salary lands, because the window opens. 2 years of payments. The number one mistake, not overspending, converting the raise into fixed costs and pre-spending your future. Why we do it. Arrival, the script, and deserve. The move? Pay your past self. Automate the gap, upgrade flexibly, and let one boring rule make you free. My first real paycheck? I made a huge mistake. I put a vacation on my credit card with a 48-month payment plan, thinking I'd easily pay it off once I'd been working for a while. The trip wasn't even for another 2 years. The fun part? I got laid off before I even reached my first year on the job. Now it's your turn. What's the worst thing you bought with your first real paycheck? Let me know in the comments. If all of this saved future you some pain, the biggest thank you can give the channel is just being here next week. We try publish every Thursday, and subscribing is a flexible commitment. Cancel anytime and it costs nothing. And it might make you rich. See? You're learning already.